When most students start learning the piano, they often face a common challenge: how to control their fingers and play smoothly. In everyday life, we don't usually think about controlling each individual fingers because we mostly use our hands for grabbing things, and the only time we typically use our fingers is when typing on a computer or phone. However, when it comes to playing the piano, the rules change significantly, and it can be quite a struggle to control your fingers and play smoothly. To help your hands become more flexible and to learn how to control your fingers, we will start with the scales, and we usually begin with the C major. If we simply analyze C major scale, it's like a smooth straight line, whereas the notes are played one after the other, making fingers to move independently across the keyboard. This gives the impression that each finger is moving on its own. However, when we increase the tempo and play C major quickly, we realize that the fingers become interdependent. Again, becomes interdependent. It's a bit complex and confusing. I will explain why fingers is moving independently and when we increase tempo suddenly becomes interdependent. Playing scales means you are mastering two actions in the moment when you are playing scales. First, you control each individual fingers, dividing them into the group 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Second, you play them together in a smooth line without showing that you were in the groups. So let's move into two details. In my teaching method, I have named for these two actions. First action, finger movements independent. Second action, lines movement interdependent. So let's move into the details. Let's start with the first action, fingers movement independently. So let's start with the C major scales in one octave. Within the single octave, only one, there are 7 notes to play, but we only have 5 fingers. To cover all the 7 notes smoothly, we split them into 2 groups. Initially, we use fingers 1, 2, and 3, and then we shift to the using first 1, 3, and 4. And again 1, 2, 3, shift 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they finish with the 5th, and back again with the same fingers that we played. When we just start to learn scales, practice at a slower tempo. It's important to feel and stand on your fingertip because fingers play important role in scales because exactly fingers in charge for the clear sound. And to make clear sound, you have to make sure that you are standing on your fingertip. Here are some tips to make sure that you are standing on the fingertips. Take the mirror and put on the piano. If your fingernails faced to the mirror, it means you are standing on your fingertip. Look, you see, I'm standing on my fingertip because my nails it's faced to the mirror. 1, again, face, face, face. Make sure that your wrist is relaxed and you really feel the weight. Weight. Yes, this is the weight which comes from my shoulders. You see, it's faced. The moment if you see your nails, that your nails face to your face, it means you are not standing on your fingertip. Look, this is not correct. Your nails should be faced to the mirror. So, and another important thing on activate fingers movement is to prepare your first finger earlier while playing the third fingers. This is the common issue that many intermediate and beginner students face. They literally failing to the first finger that produce a loud sound and accent sound, which then disrupt the smooth flow of playing scales. Look what they're doing. They're falling down to the first finger, falling down to the first finger, and again falling down. As you see, it's not a smooth line. Look. you have to prepare your first finger earlier. The moment when you press your third finger. Look, I press, then turn. In the moment I press, immediately I turn my first finger in. In. Look, C, D, E, in. F, G, A, B, E. And be very accurate for each sound. Look, E, the next note, F. Shouldn't be too loud. It should be appropriate sound to the previous note, E. La, 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 la. Next one. And as you see that my first fingers, it's pressing with these nails, It's not here with this, which is close to these nails, almost like standing. So let's try together. I know that it's very tedious and slow process, but this is the way how you will learn properly. 4, earlier, turn. When you go down, it's the same thing, but you have to turn earlier your third finger. Up, turn. 4. You see, it's earlier, changing. B, A, G, F. Look, earlier, E, D, C, 4. Earlier, A, G, F, earlier. So, we figured it out with our fingers movements interdependent. Now we are moving to the second action, lines movement interdependent. Playing scales in slow tempo and playing them fast are like two different challenges. And our philosophy is to play them fast and smoothly. To achieve a fast and smooth playing style, it's not only about your fingertips and shifting first finger. It's a bit more complex. You need to involve your shoulders, elbow, and the hand positioning to play seamlessly, creating a continuous line without disrupting the smooth flow. So basically, in the lines movement interdependent, is mostly in charge your shoulders, elbow, and the hand positioning. The movement of the shoulders and elbow is reminiscent of how cellist holds the bow and pulls up and back. Pulls the ball up and back. So let's move into the demonstration. Essentially, your shoulders need to move intuitively. There are no specific rules here dictating that your shoulders must move in this specific action or in these specific notes. You need to move intuitively to get the right feelings. Let's don't play the scales without producing the sound. So we're not going to press the fingers. We're just going to get the movements of your shoulders and elbow. So imagine making movements like cleaning the keyboard. You up, you down. You see, it really reminds me how the cellist is holding the ball and up and back, up and then back. Get the feelings. My shoulder sits down, my elbow, you see, this way. Here I'm up, then I'm closing. My elbow is up here, my elbow is closed. So now let's produce the sound and play in the middle tempo. Please don't forget that you have to stand on your fingertip and shifting your first finger correctly. The moment when you add the tempo, it may seem like your fingers depend on each other, but it's the coordinated movements of your hands, shoulders, and elbow that connects them. This is synchronized motion driven by tempo and assure that each note flows seamlessly in the next without interruption. The movement of your shoulders and hands both play a crucial role in this process. So let's do it. I feel that my hands need to move a bit earlier. Shift. Standing on my fingertip. First. More cleaning. My shoulders is going. Now going down. Just trust to your feelings. Going down. My shoulder wants to move to closer to my body. But fingers moving independently. You see, that's why I'm saying that your fingers moving independently, but your shoulders interdependent. Interdependent. You see, independently, interdependent in one action. The moment when you play the scales, it's really magical things like I'm pressing each my fingers individually, but my hearing looks like I'm joining all the notes because my movements of my hands and my elbow, my shoulders, that joining them together. You see, my fingers, it's moving independently. I shift my first finger earlier in, moving independently. It's like almost walking, you see? Shift 4, walking, and stop. What my elbow is doing, it's connecting. Look at this. It's almost joining them. Two action in one moment. So it's not only about the way how you're shifting your first finger, it's wrong, or the way how you're keeping your hand position. It's all together. Guys. I can prove you with one song. I can show you the Chopin Valse. Scales moment. Look. As you see, scales. So I hope this video will help for you, for beginners or intermediate students who is really struggling and trying to find how to play scales smoothly and fast. Here's the answer. 2 motion. Independent fingers movement and interdependent fingers movement. So if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, leave some comments, give some likes. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye!